Buongiorno everyone, welcome to today's stream. Hopefully you're all doing well. So I'm just fixing wires. I need to get all these wires sorted at some point. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you have had an enjoyable weekend wherever you may be. I am Naki001, welcome. And we're back with more Tales of Arise as we continue our adventure in this game. We left off after being transported to some miraculous spaceship. So we're exploring that at the minute and seeing what there is to do. But please do continue to hit that follow button on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter. That way you don't miss out on any of the action that we delve out on this channel. And it's always good to have your support, which is awesome. But let's get cracking. Have some fun today. See what the game has to offer. Who knows? It might be good times. It might be bad times. But thank you as always for the support. It is much appreciated. What's everyone up to this weekend? I've had a chilled out one, to be honest. So far, it's been kind of busy week, if you know what I mean. So it was good to just chill out, and my tablets were up, my heart medication was up, so I'm absolutely knackered. If nobody knows, I developed an issue with my heart before Christmas because I ended up having loads of fluid on my chest, so I'm having to work through getting everything balanced and all at the minute. Hello, Noe. How's you?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
How's your weekend going, big man?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
Hevrecht 35.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
You been playing much Genshin Ring at all, or you just been chilling out? Anything that you've been playing at the minute? I know you were talking about... No, that was Nacthras. Nacthras was talking about the new Fire Emblem game. So it was. If I remember right. See if there's any treasure chests. Treasure chests. Treasure chests. Well, let's see what this is. Money to ensure nothing approaches Drakfazol. What the heck's that? What's Drakfazol? Have you seen much of the Harry Potter game? Was it Hogwarts Legacy or something?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Ooh, stasis.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegus from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means.
Okay.
In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected.
Lovely.
It's It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegus is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
Right.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegus? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright.
Lovely.
After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
What?
Thank you for answering
Delightful.
our questions.
I take it you're looking forward to the Hogwarts game. I'm not overly sure what to think of it, to be honest. I think it'd be actually pretty interesting to see how it all unfolds, but I'm thinking I might delve into it and have a wee bit of a gander. See what the crack is with it.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
What?
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there.
Lovely.
That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough. You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
She
I
brainwashed.
guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal.
Lovely.
They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Lovely info.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Yep.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
When is the Hogwarts game due out? No idea. Do you know? I can't remember what date it is. In about a week, oh.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient.
Okay.
Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
Right.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied.
That was...
The reason for that is because the Maiden
Awesome.
lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
Okay.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps.
That's the room we were in, yeah.
A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
Yep.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana.
Okay.
As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Right.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
On the...
I never
10th?
thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes.
Man,
Yet
that is
here we
quite
are.
close.
Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Okay.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Well, they don't care what happens, because to them they're already dead.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil.
Helganquil.
Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara.
Kisara.
If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Okay.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Sounds good.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Heverick 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Heverick 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Okay.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Okay.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
So I can sleep. Yeah, okay. Man, there's tons of people here now. Can I use this yet? What's the upper level? I never actually went to the upper level, so. Some viewpoint. So that's Dana and Rena there. Okay. Kinda cool. It's a viewpoint. Lower level. I'm not overly sure how it works in Hogwarts Legacy, if you can just pick your own house or stuff. That'd be rather interesting to see how that works. Find me collapse again and help me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can get 5 happy balls. Talk. Jam Plan will soon finally conclude as the Overseer reaches the end of its lifespan. After going into hibernation countless times to date, it's been a long time coming, to say the least. We'll always keep observing as long as... These shoulders. Let's talk to Kisara.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
No.
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
Yeah,
What
wouldn't
do
you?
you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hell-bent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
So the Renans are basically just
Coexistence
Danans.
between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
Lovely.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
They won't.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
It's basically your ancestors or your
Everybody has their
fellow
reasons for
brethren
feeling the way that they do.
were
But if we just keep yelling at each other about it,
beating
we'll
you and
never
all
move
that there
on.
and treating you
In a worst case
like
scenario,
crap.
it might lead to even more people
Lovely.
getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else.
I think it's going to be a hard
Now,
step.
I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that,
Because if you have been a
we need to make
slave
sure our planet
to the
isn't going to
Renans
get wiped
for
out.
years, and I mean years, you've watched like your family die, you've watched everything like that there. All because of them. Could you even look at them and see them again? Even if you find out that yes, you are all sort of related. No. That's my opinion.
Awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is.
They were all turned to Renans.
But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right?
Yep.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Okay.
Rinwell, that great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Because it wants to live.
You mention it. Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
No way.
We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Okay, that's a bit better. Well, conversation and what's her face? Kisara. Remain with us for a time. Okay. Let's talk to you. Do I dear, I be dear.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistle? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
Yeah.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Worth fighting for?
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong.
I try to stay strong.
All this talk about other races and the world ending. If I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about
You still playing FF14, no way, or have you put that on the shelf?
I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the
I haven't played it for a long while.
Get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about.
Did you try Dragonblight?
Right.
The thing that's most
You know, on World of Warcraft?
what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me. To fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
Saw bits and pieces on Asmongold's stream, and it was actually pretty.
Law, you know you're
It looked pretty interesting, to be honest, like, but it didn't
protect the people you care
intrigue me that much to go back to it, if you get what I mean.
Big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
Lifted
I'll
off
fight to
my
protect the people
shoulders.
around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Okay. Talk to them again, just clear that out. And then do a dear, a female, do
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Yep.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shionne. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned